Alrighty. Well, I think, first of all, I've been talking all week about the way we prepared and the intent in which we practiced. And the cool part for me as a coach is that showed up right there at the start of the game, in the first half of this game. That these guys can recognize when you're really focused and you prepare and there's real intention to what we're doing throughout the week, and then it carries over to the game. We definitely have something to build on from that front. So that was really cool. Obviously offensively, I thought our offensive line played a really good football game against a disruptive defense. I thought we got the ball and we ran the football well. I thought that we were efficient in the passing game. We're still so close on a couple of these deep balls that we just haven't quite hit yet, But, we'll keep taking our shots. Again, the red zone efficiency was really good. I thought offensively, we really stayed ahead of the chains. We won on first down, which enabled us to get into some really manageable third downs, and then even in some of the fourth and short situations, to be really effective. And that's when we're at our best offensively. I thought defensively, especially in the first half, we had a good plan. It's unfortunate, we got called on the offsides on the block punt. It would have been 21-0, and then they cut the lead to 14-7, and then we rebounded with a nice drive, a 12-play drive. Then we get the pick six, then we get a fourth down stop, and then we score again to take the ball game to 35-7. But all in all, I thought we were disruptive defensively. I thought the plan was to try to make them as one-dimensional as we could, force them to throw it. The unfortunate thing defensively, we lost a little bit of our mental intensity, and the ball got over our heads. And so the beauty of all this is it's a really good win for us to start conference play, but we still have work to do. And I think that that's a good sign that we can win, not be perfect, and have things to work on, and we're going to need to. We got a very tough opponent next week.
Raise your hand if you have a question. We'll get a mic to you. Start right in the middle here with Kirk.
You had 2 routes in a row now. I don't know if you've exercised the demons from Arkansas yet, and are you playing like a force that could be reckoned with in the Big 12 from what you've seen?
Well, I think coming out of the Arkansas game, we obviously had a bad taste in our mouth, and we went to work in practice. And I think practice is so critical for us in the way we operate. And then we were able to play well last week. And then the new challenge was, could we handle winning? And we came back with the same intensity in practice again, if not better. I said all week, and I told you guys on Thursday, I thought this was our best week of practice. It showed up again on game day. And so now the new challenge is one game doesn't win you a Big 12 conference championship. It's a body of work that we have to continue to put together. Again, we've got challenges ahead, and the biggest one is next week going up to TCU. So we've got work to do.
Stay in the middle. Brian.
Steve, you've got a lot of offensive weapons and guys who are gaining their confidence, but do you have a potential superstar in Bijan, and can he get enough touches with everyone else getting their things to be in these national award races?
I'm not really worried about that, Brian. I'm worried about us playing really well as a football team. I've said all along, when you have team success, you get the individual accolades, and we've got a lot of football to play. We need to continue to get better as a team. Obviously, Bijan is a fantastic player. He's playing really well for us. A lot of guys are. And the better everybody plays, the more opportunities everybody's going to get, and the more success we should have. And then ultimately, individual accolades will follow. So, I'm not too concerned with trying to get a guy touches so that he can get awards. We're focused on the team.
Over here on your left, Jeff.
Coach, you spoke about the passing game efficiency. Casey has many touchdowns as incompletions today. That's clearly uncommon. What's to credit for how efficient he was through the year?
Well, I think he prepares really well. Casey really puts the time in his preparation. I think he really understands what we're trying to do offensively and why we're calling the things that we're calling. And then when we get the look that we want, he's taking advantage of it. I thought he had a really valuable, lesson to be learned today with the interception on 3rd and long in the red area. But that's the beauty of when you can win and then still have those teachable moments and things to learn from and grow from. But he played really well again. And he we moved the ball and he's efficient and he takes advantage of the opportunities. And like I said, there was probably 3, 4, 5 opportunities down the field that we just missed on. We got another pass interference down the field, taking a shot. So, hopefully when we can start to hit some of those down the field, we'll even become more efficient as an offense.
Coach, you guys rushed for 336 yards and passed for 303. Is that the kind of ideal balance that you would love to have, in these games going forward?
If I could get that every week, I'd be a happy man. I think those are it's pretty lofty, but obviously, when we can run the ball, the rest of our offense is a lot more effective in the things that we're going to do. And so, I've said all along, we're a run-first offense. We believe in running the football. It's a mentality. It's a mindset. It's a scheme. It's execution. And I think we're starting to understand that and buy into that aspect of it. And with that, then the efficiency in the passing game comes. I think there's 23 pass attempts, but we ran the ball 52 times. And so when you can do that, and with your efficiency in the passing game, that's when you become very dangerous. And like I said, we still missed a couple opportunities. And so that's where we try to continue to grow as a team and ultimately be the best that we could be.
Hey, Sark, kind of 2 things D-line wise. Is there a name for that look that PK showed where you got 3 guys stacked over the ball? And then, you had D linemen, the interior guys and edge guys win one-on-ones in some high leverage situations. How gratifying was it to see guys just organically get pressure today?
Oh, it was great. I don't know the exact call, that kind of tower looking deal, but it was just a chance to let those guys kind of work the normal game that they would work and get some one-on-one rush opportunities. But really, it's been 2 straight weeks where we've affected the quarterback. And I know the natural thing is to look at the sack number, and that equates to a good pass rush. But it's been 2 straight weeks where we have affected the quarterback, moved him off the spot, forced some errant throws, forced some scrambles that maybe don't always result in a sack, but that the pass rush is starting to get home. And I think we're gaining confidence in the coaching of Bo Davis and PK, and these guys are trusting it and they're cutting it loose. I think our blitzers, when they're coming, have been more effective in defeating one-on-ones. They're not accepting getting blocked because a guy's assigned to you. You can still beat the man. And I think that, we're getting better at that. And obviously we still need to continue to improve.
A lot of times with freshmen, you have to hold back a little till they kind of grasp things. How well does Xavier understand things in this offense, and where does he need to go to be even better than he is right now?
Well, this guy, he came in with a real mentality to want to be great, to want to learn, to willing to be coached, which I think sometimes as young players is hard. They come out of high school, they're how many ever stars, and they're the best players on their team and in their area, and you get here. There's a lot of good players, and you have to raise your game, and you have to be consistent into your approach and how you play. And this guy wants that. He wants to be coached. He wants to be great. He's put in the time to really understand the offense, and I think now he's really starting to gain the confidence in. He can play, and he can play at a high level, and he can make plays, and we're starting to see it. In a variety of ways, that's the encouraging part. He's not a one-trick pony. He can do a lot of different things, and that's the guy's got a bright future. But he had a heck of a game today.
Stand your right. Nick?
Yeah, Steve, you mentioned earlier, the challenge this week was, can the guys handle winning? Obviously, they rose to that occasion today. I'm curious what you saw that was so different and in such a positive way compared to when they were coming off that Louisiana win and heading into the Arkansas game.
Well, I think, like I've been saying, I think it's about the intent. What are you really trying to get accomplished every day? Are you trying to get better individually so that we can get better collectively as a team? Or are you going through the motions like, okay, I'm good, I played good enough and we won? Change is inevitable. You're either going to get better or you're going to get worse. And we have to be of the mindset and of the approach that every day we sit in these chairs and every day we go out on that practice field, our goal is to get better. And as we get better individually across the board, we get better collectively as a team. And I think that the guys are really starting to understand that aspect of it. We've all got things to work on. And when we focus on that, generally as coaches, you get what you emphasize. So when you can emphasize and spotlight the areas of concern or where issues are, and then you can work on it, then generally you get a result that's better than what was before. And I think our coaches have done a nice job of identifying where we've had issues. We've worked on it, we've emphasized it, and we're starting to improve. Just like today, we had areas where we're going to come out of this game that we need to get better at, and hopefully then we continue to get better as a team that way.
On your left, John.
Coach, you talked about the defense losing some mental intensity in the second half. How big of a concern is that, and how do you fix that?
Well, those games are hard. When you get up and you can relax, and I think that's if there's anything coming out of this, that's where we have to demand. There's a standard to which we play at every play, and regardless of the score in the game. And I was not pleased with the fact that they threw the ball over our head 3 times for 2 touchdowns and 1 to get the ball down to the 1-yard line. So that's the beauty of winning, but still having things to work on to get better at, because our mental intensity is going to be critical. There's a lot of high-powered offenses in our league, and people aren't going to stop trying to score because we get a lead. They're going to try to score, and our job is to defend the end zone and to get the ball off of them and to get it back to the offense. So we got to play complementary football, and we need to be better in that aspect of it moving forward.
On your right, Nathan.
Hey, Steve, what do you think specifically the offensive line did well? And then is there one guy who's maybe improved a lot over the last couple of weeks that's impressed you?
Well, I think, offensively, coming out of the Arkansas game, I didn't think we handled, the 3 down front stuff. I didn't think we handled some of the movement up front. And I think that it's been a point of emphasis of ours of identifying fronts and then communicating, playing well in unison. And then ultimately, the biggest thing that I think we've done offensively is it's one thing to be assignment right. It's another to block your man and defeat your man and to strain to finish so that the runner can get to the second level. And we've been demanding that for 2 weeks, and we're seeing it. And we're seeing that get done. And we're getting our runners up to the safeties. And over time, with the backs that we have, sooner or later, we're gonna make those safeties miss. And so that's been a key, but we can't relax on that. We got to keep moving forward. To make sure that our strain to finish is there. I think as an offensive line, really collectively, they've all improved. I know that when I look across the board at all these guys, I think, Jake Majors is a guy, people are coming out of the Arkansas game. All right, let's put a big nose over Jake Majors and see if he can handle him. I think he's responded the last 2 weeks to that. I think our pass protection was drastically improved. It showed up today. I thought they gave Casey a really good pocket and allowed him to throw the ball. So all in all, I think collectively they've all improved. But to point one guy, I think Jake has really stood up here the last 2 weeks.
Middle, Brian.
Steve, you touched on this, but I want to get you to hammer on this point. You guys won't be able to do anything unless you stack good plays on top of good plays and good days on good days and stack wins. How much do you hammer on the guys about that concept alone? It takes consistency to build up.
Well, I mean, pretty hard. I don't know what you're going to ask them after this, but I think I made my point in the locker room after the game. I've said this all along. I ask our guys quite frequently, raise your hand if you've won a Big 12 championship. And I got one guy in the room that can raise his hand, and that's Blake Gideon. He's our DB coach, So we've got unfinished business. We've got work to do. We've got no time to relax and to be like, okay, we're good now. We've got games ahead that are big games, and we've got to continue to strive to get better. And, you know, that's why practice is so critical to our success.
One last one on your far left, Terry.
Coach Sarkisian, congratulations on the crushing win today.
Thank
So in the locker room, do you ever give out a game ball after a game? And after today, who would that go to? It almost can go to the whole team, but do you have somebody that you would give it to?
I haven't done that, no. The team actually gave me one after the first game. I kind of was a little bashful about that, but because they win the football game. I just coach them. They win. But today, you know, last week I would have probably given the game ball to the defense, you know, first shutout in almost 5 years or whatever that was. Tonight I'd probably give it to the offense. I thought they played really efficient football in all phases. So, you know, I don't like singling guys out as much. We have our players of the week like a lot of people do. We have our war daddies for the guys that play hard and play the game the way we want to play it. And we have our scout players of the week, the guys that really prepare us to play well. But ultimately, you know, we win as a team, and if we lose as a team. It's not about one person.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you.